So in the previous lecture we have seen the design of two-way slab, and we have already calculated effective depth of a two-way continuous slab. So in this session we are going to calculate the effective span of a two-way continuous slab, right? So if you can remember, in the previous lectures we have discussed about the one-way continuous slab and we have calculated the effective span. So here also we are going to use the same method, IS 456-2000, right, to calculate the effective span, right? So if you have not seen that video of how to calculate effective span for one-way continuous slab, I would request you all to see that video so that you can get an idea that how to calculate these values. We are going to use the same method here for a two-way continuous span also, right? So first, in this there is a different approach in the spans, right? We are going to calculate both ways. In one-way slab there is a effective span only along the shorter span, that is the shorter length we are going to consider. Here in two-way slab the main steel is provided on both the sides, so both the direction, so the effective span will be on the both the sides. That is the only difference, right? So first let us go and calculate for the shorter span, right? First let us calculate for shorter span, right? So suppose this is a plan of my slab, this is 4 meters and this is 6 meters, so shorter span is 4 meter, right? So for this 4 meter I am going to calculate my effective span. So let us assume the width of support that we already assumed in the previous steps, same 230 mm, right? So width of support we assumed as 230 mm. Then next we need to find out clear span. Now how to find out this clear span I have already explained in the effective span calculation for one-way continuous slab. So please refer that video, that what is the meaning of clear span and how to calculate the clear span. So for this case clear span will be 4000, that is the shorter span, minus 230, which comes out to be 3770, right? So which is 3770, that is my clear span. Then as per IS 456-2000, page number 34, as per IS 456-2000, page number 34. So let us see what is given on page number 34. So let me share the IS code with you so that you can easily understand what we are talking about, right? So this is a hands-on training. This is a hands-on training of how to do the design of slab or G+3 building, right? So quickly go to page number 34. There is a clause for effective span. So just let me go to the page number 34 and share my screen with you. So here we are on page number 34. This is effective span, right? So here we are doing the design of a continuous element, continuous slab. So in this we need to find out first the ratio of 1/12 multiplied by clear span, right? We need to calculate ratio of 1/12 of clear span, and if the width of support is less than this ratio, the effective span shall be taken as clause number A, that is this clause. And if the ratio is more, if the width of support is more than the ratio, then there is a separate clause for this, right? So first we need to calculate the ratio of 1/12 multiplied by clear span. So this is as per IS 456-2000, page number 34. So let's calculate the ratio. Let's go back to board. So 1/12 multiplied by clear span. So 1/12 multiplied by clear span, which is 1/12 multiplied by 3770. So if you calculate this value comes out to be 314.16 mm. So in this case, what is the condition we have? We have width of support is less than 1 by 12 of clear span. Width of support is less than 1 by 12 of clear span. Therefore, let us see what happens, what is given in IS code. So, if this condition arises, then if the width of support is less than 1 by 12 of clear span, the effective span shall be taken as 22.2a. So, we need to consider this clause now, and in this the effective span is a smaller of two values, that is clear span plus effective depth of slab or center to center of support, whichever is less. So, we are going to consider this now for calculation of effective span. So, let us go back to board. So, the effective span is smaller of, therefore effective span is smaller of first value is clear span plus effective depth, right? Clear span plus effective depth, that is small d. So our clear span is 3770 plus small d, that is effective depth, we have calculated as 110 mm, which comes out to be 3880. This is one value, and second value is center to center span between support. So center to center span between support, that we already know is 4000 mm, right? This is 4000 mm. So my effective span L effective will be smaller of these two values. So smaller of these two values is 3880, right? 3880, right? This is in x direction. This is in x direction. Shorter span means, let us understand, this is as Lx, right? So this is how you can calculate the effective span in one of the direction. The same way you need to calculate the effective span for longer span also. The same way we need to calculate the effective span for longer span also. So let us calculate that quickly, right? So now it is for Ly. So let us write down here Ly, and instead of shorter span we need to change this to longer span. So this assumption will remain same. So this is as it is 230 mm. Clear span value will change here. So previously it was 4000 multiplied by 230. Here it will be 6000 minus 230. So if you calculate this, this answer will comes out to be, just a minute, let me calculate, 6000 minus 230, just a minute, I quickly open the calculator and calculate the value. 6000 minus 230, right? 6000 minus 230, come on, quickly calculate. If you calculate this, then move forward with the calculation, right? So 6000 minus 230, I am getting it as 5770, right? So this value becomes 5770 mm. Again we need to go for IS 456-2000, page number 34, and need to check this ratio. So 1 by 12 multiplied by 5770, 1 by 12 multiplied by 5770. So I think it comes out to be, okay, 5770 divided by 12, 480.83, right? 480.83 0.83 mm, right? This ratio is 480.83. So again, the same clause is applicable, right? Width of support is less than 1/12 of clear span. So the effective span is smaller of clear span plus effective depth. So here clear span value is different. Here the clear span value is now 5770. So if you do this summation, it will become 5880, right? 5880, and again effective span for longer direction, that is another direction, right, will be smaller of these two values. So 5880 mm. So this is how in this two-way slab design we need to calculate the effective span for both the direction, that is LX and LY. LX and LY. So L effective for X direction we got as 3880 mm. So these are the two values of your effective span when we are considering two-way continuous slab. So this is how you are supposed to calculate the effective span, right, for two-way continuous slab. In the next lecture we are going to calculate the loads that are acting on the slab, right? So next step will be the load calculation, right? So let's calculate the loads here also, right? So after effective span we are supposed to calculate the loads. After effective span we are supposed to calculate the loads. So let me just move back to the next step. Next step is load calculation. So quickly let me rub this and move back to the next step. Next step is load calculation. Next, let's move to the load calculation. So first, self weight will be acting on our slab. So first load that will be acting is self weight of slab itself. So how to calculate the self weight of slab? It is area into density, right? So we know the depth, that is overall depth. Overall depth is 135 mm. If you do not remember this value, please refer my previous video. So overall depth is 0.135 multiplied by length is 1 meter that we are considering, multiplied by density of concrete, we are assuming it as 25. So if you calculate this value is 3.375 kilonewton per meter, right? Kilonewton per meter. This value we are getting as kilonewton per meter, that is UDL. Second load that will be acting on my slab will be floor finish load, right? This will be floor finish load. This load will be given in the data. So if you remember, that is given as 1 kilonewton per meter square, and this is to be applied per meter run of slab. So ultimately the unit will be 1 kilonewton per meter. We have converted our area load into UDL. And the third load that is acting on my two-way slab is the live load, right? Here live load. So if you remember, it is 4 kilonewton per meter square for typical floor. 4 kilonewton per meter square multiplied by 1 meter run, so it will become 4 kilonewton per meter. So these are the three loads that are likely to act on my slab, right? So I need to make the summation of all these three loads. So let us find out total load of acting on my slab. So it will come out to be 8.375, yes, 8.375 kilonewton per meter. This is the total load that will be acting on my two-way slab. Then next step is to factor this load. So now let us calculate factored load. So how we can factor this load? So multiply this by 1.5. So multiply by 8.375. And if you multiply 8.375 with 1.5, you will get 12.56. kilonewton per meter as a UDL load acting on your two-way slab. So this completes our step for load calculation for two-way continuous slab as 2, right? This much UDL will be acting on my slab, right? So now the design procedure will change compared to one-way slab, right? Now here we need to, in the next step, we need to calculate bending moment coefficient, right? So those bending moment coefficient calculation, there is a separate table given in IS 456-2000, right? So we are going to see that in the next lecture, right? So I hope you understand all the steps up to this point. If you have not watched my previous video, I would request all of you to please watch those previous video, then watch this video, then and then you will be able to understand the steps that I am discussing here, right? And if you find this information helpful, please like this video, right? If you have any doubts, you can write your doubts in the comment box, right? And if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe the channel and hit the bell button so that you do not miss out any future video that I upload, right? Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next lecture.